Hello everybody, today I will be doing a tutorial on how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Many people think the Rubik's Cube is impossible and needs some sort of supernatural power to solve it, but it's really just pattern recognition and knowing what to do. And I'm gonna teach you that today. So the first step of solving the Rubik's Cube is making the cross. Most people start on the white side, so that's what I will be teaching. To make the cross, we first have to make something that is called the daisy. So we're gonna take the white pieces that are supposed to be here and putting them on top like this. So it's just the cross but on top, on the opposite side. So for example, this one, we can just move it up pretty easily. This one, it's at the bottom, so we can just move it to the side and find an empty spot. So there's two, so I can just put that up like that. Find the other one, so it's right here. So if I put this up, red is gonna get moved out, so we have to find an empty space. So this is the empty space. So I'm just gonna move the empty space over and put the piece up like that. Now we have a daisy. See how it's white on the outside and yellow in the inside? That's why it's called that. The next step is to match the edge pieces with their centers and bring them down to the white side. That may sound difficult, but it's really easy. For example, orange. This is not orange, that's red. So we move the top over to orange, and now we just bring the edge piece down to the white side. And blue is already matched, so I don't need to do anything. I'll just bring it down. And red, let's do red first. So this is green, that's not red. And this is red, so it needs to move over to the red center. And now just put it down to the white side like that. And same with green. This is blue, that's not green. So I'll just move it over to the green side and put it down. And now you have a cross. Now that you have made the cross, we're gonna move on to the first layer. All the edges are put in from the cross, so now we just need the corners to be in the correct space. So for example, this one is red, blue, and white. So we just move it over on top of the slot. So this is blue, and this is red, and this is white. So we put it on top, and if it's facing to the right, the white sticker is facing to the right, we do this to insert it. And if it's facing to the left, we just do that, but with our left hand. So next, we'll do this one. So we can put it over to the correct spot like that. Green, orange, and white. And it's facing to the right, which means we're gonna do that with our right hand. This one is the same, but it's already in the correct spot, so this is white, it goes here. Red, you match it up. And green, which is here. So we just do that again. And where's the last corner? It's here. So we're gonna do the same thing, but it's facing to the right. So we're just gonna do the insert, but that actually takes it out. So now we're just gonna do that again to put the piece back in. Now remember, the first two steps are quite intuitive, which means you figure it out along the way, and it will be pretty easy once you got it figured out. And now we're gonna move on to these pieces to make the second layer. So this is green and red, and it's matching with the green center here. If I move it over to red, it's not matching. If it was flipped, then it would match, but it's not flipped, and it would match with green. And it needs to go to the left of green. So we're gonna move it away to the right and do this algorithm. I'll put the notation up here, but if you can't read notation, just follow along. L prime, U, L, rotate, U, R, U prime, R prime. There, now you have your first pair. And this one is the same. So it matches with green, not with orange, and it needs to go to the right of green. So you move it away to the left, and you do the same thing I just did, but on your right hand first. R, U prime, R prime, rotate, U prime, L prime, U, L. So now you have two pairs. Good job. And the last two are here and here. This one is matching with orange, and it's gonna have to go to the right of orange. So what do? Move it away and do the algorithm. Now you've made it onto the last pair. There's only one more piece you need to do. So you find the correct center to match it with. In this case, it's not blue, it's red. So you match it with that. Move it away from the spot it needs to be. Move this up, this over, down, rotate the cube. And before I insert it, I just want you to know that by doing that, I've paired up these two. So I've made them stick together, and now if I insert it, they'll go in as one. You've just completed your first two layers. That might have been a bit difficult, but don't worry, you get a hang of it. This part is going to be even more difficult, so pay attention. So if there's a line, then you just do this algorithm. So it goes like this: F, R, U, R prime, U prime, and undo the F at the beginning. So now you're just trying to make the cross at the top also, like the bottom, but you do it differently so you don't break this part, or any of this either. If you have an L shape like this, ignore the corners for now. Just focus on the edges. Then you just do that same thing but twice. So F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime to undo the F, and you get a line, which means you have to do it again. Then there's the cross. In case you don't have an edge that's flipped up, like none of them, you just do that algorithm. So F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Then you get a different case. So this is the L shape. So the edge is here and the edge is right next to each other diagonally. So you just move it like this so that they're facing to the left and to the top. So you do that to make a line, and then you do it again. Now you have your cross. Now that you have your yellow cross orientated on top, now we're gonna permutate the edges. What that means is, you see how this edge, it matches with the top and the bottom, so that's good. But this one, it's yellow on the top and red on the side. So that doesn't match, that needs to go over here. This one needs to swap with this one. This one is fine, so we're gonna do an algorithm that swaps around some pieces. So you just hold it on the side, and R, U prime, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime. Now you get two swapped pieces, so you can just play around with that algorithm and try to figure out how to swap the pieces, and I'll just show you how you can figure it out. And don't worry if the top is solved. A lot of new beginners I see get very confused when the top is solved and don't know what to do. It's just the same as if the corners are flipped. So here, I'm just gonna do that algorithm again and see what it does. And all the pieces are matched now. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but with the corners. See how this one's in the correct space? Even if it's like flipped like this, it's still correct because there's red here, green here, and yellow on top. So we're gonna find that and put it to the left here. And do R, U prime, L prime, U, R prime, U prime, L. So now we just move it back so it matches together, and it should be solved. Sometimes you need to do that again, but if none of the corners are in the correct space, you just do it once, and at least one should be in the correct spot. Then you just do what I just did there. Great. Now you have all the pieces in the correct space. It's just they're flipped. What do? So you put the cube upside down, and see this piece, how it's flipped? And remember this algorithm that we did earlier? So we're just gonna do that, but without the F at the start and the end. So this is called the sexy move. I know it might sound weird, but that's what it's called in cubing terms. So R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. See how I did it until this piece is flipped the correct way? This is a bit messed up, but that's fine. So we're gonna move it over to the slot that's a bit broken here and do that again. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime. And remember to do the U prime at the end. So this is flipped to the bottom. Now let's move to this one. R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, and you're done. Now you just put this in the correct space. Now that you've learned to solve it, this is how it should look all in one. So find the pieces, put it to the top, match it to the center, here and here. And now we do the corners. I can solve it into the back because it's faster. There and there. This one, put it to the left, do the algorithm. None of them are on the top, they're all in the wrong spaces, so I'm just gonna take it out using the same thing and put the pieces back in like that. And we already have the cross. That's nice. So use that algorithm to permutate the edges. Now we do the corners. None of them is in the correct spot, so we'll just do that. Maybe again. And this one's in the correct spot, so I'm just gonna do that again until all of them are in the correct spot. So now we just do that algorithm. And done. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from that tutorial, and good luck on your cubing journey. Bye.